assured Nepal of delivering Covishield vaccines as the government authorized the emergency use of the India-manufactured vaccines itself. The assurance came during the foreign minister-level meeting of the Nepal-India Joint Commission held in New Delhi on Friday afternoon. Meanwhile, India began one of the world's largest vaccination programs aimed at protecting more than 1.3 billion people from COVID-19 today. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. The Supreme Court rejects the writ petitioner's demand for the extended full bench, clarifies the constitutional bench will interpret matters related to the constitution. India assures Nepal of providing vaccines to combat novel coronavirus. Nepal government authorizes emergency use of the Covishield vaccine manufactured in India. The UK government closes all travel corridors from Monday morning to protect against the risk of as yet unidentified new strains of COVID. And Tribhuvan Army kick off the Prime Minister Cup Cricket Championship with a resounding victory over Gandaki province. Vinod Bhandari scores a century. The Supreme Court yesterday, giving a verdict on the writs filed against the resolution of the House of Representatives, rejected the demand for the hearing to take place at the extended full bench, citing that the hearings will continue at the constitutional bench itself. We have more in this report. The Constitutional Bench, comprising Chief Justice Cholendra Shamsher Rana, Justices Bishwambar Shrestha, Anil Kumar Sinha, Sapana Pradhan Malla and Tej Bahadur Kesi, giving a verdict on the numerous writs, declared that hearings would continue at the Constitutional Bench itself. The Constitutional Bench clarified that since the law states that it is the prerogative of the Constitutional Court to interpret matters related to the Constitution, the case came under the jurisdiction of the Constitutional Bench. The verdict of the Apex Court today means that the confusion over the hearings in Constitutional Bench or extended full bench has now been over. The top court also said that the final hearings in the case will resume from 17th of January, Sunday. After the government had dissolved the House on 28th of December last month, the writ petitioners had demanded that the case be heard at the extended full bench. The writ petitioners had argued giving a past precedent when a similar case was heard by the extended full bench comprising 11 justices. The Constitutional Bench, however, said that as per the provision in the new constitution, there was no need to hear the case in the extended full bench. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli had dissolved the House of Representatives on 28th of December, while the move was swiftly approved by the President along with the announcement of midterm elections in April-May this year. India has assured Nepal that it would provide vaccines to combat novel coronavirus. We have more in this report. The assurance came during the foreign minister-level meeting of the Nepal-India Joint Commission held in New Delhi on Friday afternoon. Emerging out of the meeting that lasted for some 3 hours in New Delhi's Hyderabad house, Nepalese ambassador to India, Nepal had received a strong assurance for the procurement of vaccines from India.
हामीले भरपर्दो आश्वासन पाएका छौं कि खोप हामीलाई उपलब्ध हुनेछ र छिटै उपलब्ध हुनेछ र उपयुक्त मात्रामा उपयुक्त हुनेछ र उपयुक्त अन्य चरणहरू पनि पहिलो चरण प्राप्त भइसकेपछि अन्य चरणहरूको लागि पनि सहजता हुनेछ खोप उपलब्ध हुनमा। देशमा हामीले अति भरपर्दो आशाजनक आश्वासन पाएका छौं। त्यो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ छिटै चाहिँ औपचारिक रूपमा पनि घोषणा होला।
Meanwhile, Envoy Acharya also informed that the joint meeting discussed a number of other agendas including border disputes, security concern and EPG report. However, Acharya did not elaborate on what level of discussions was held on these issues, adding that the dialogue was the start of boosting the bilateral relations between the two friendly neighbors.
यो वार्तामा चाहे चाहिँ 1-to-1 भन्नुस् चाहे चाहिँ प्रतिनिधिमण्डलको स्तरको भन्नुस् जे जति हाम्रा विषयहरू थिए सबै विषयमा छलफल भएका छन्। पेचिला विषयमा, अप्ठ्यारा विषयमा, इतिहासले छोडेका विषयमा को साथसाथै जे जति अरू थातिरहेका विषय थिए, सहयोगका क्षेत्रहरू थिए, ती सबै विषयमा हाम्रा व्यापक क्षेत्रमा राजनीतिक, सामाजिक, आर्थिक, ऊर्जा सम्बन्धी, त्यस्तै सीमाका कुराहरू सबै क्षेत्रमा कुरा भएका छन्। एपीजीका कुराहरू सबै क्षेत्रमा कुराहरू भएका छन्।
At the start of the meeting on Friday, Indian Minister for Foreign Affairs S. Jaishankar said that Nepal and India enjoyed age-old special relations with matching culture, religion and languages. Prior to the meeting of the Joint Commission, Foreign Minister Pradeep Gewali had held a one-on-one meeting with his Indian counterpart for about an hour at the Hyderabad house itself. Foreign Minister Gewali is scheduled to meet other high-profile Indian leaders before he wraps up his visit on Saturday. The government has authorized emergency use of the Covishield vaccine manufactured in India for combating coronavirus. The Department of Drug Administration earlier yesterday gave a go-ahead signal to the emergency use of the Covishield vaccine, which is developed by Serum Institute of India along with England's Oxford University. India has already certified the vaccines for its use in their country. India is all set to roll out the vaccine from today, while the same vaccine has been in use in Britain for 2 weeks now. Covishield is the first vaccine against coronavirus to be authorized for emergency use in Nepal. The Health Ministry has planned to allocate the vaccines in the first phase to the frontline workers and senior citizens above 70 years of age. However, it is still uncertain when the said vaccine will be made available in the country. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in Palpa and Gulmi what should be done to eradicate superstitious practices of witchcraft and faith healers, among others. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
धामी झाँक्रीहरूलाई नै सचेत गराएर र उनीहरूले जनताहरू यदि धामी झाँक्रीकैमा विश्वास गर्न आउँछन् भने उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ अलिकति कन्भिन्स गरेर चाहिँ आधुनिक उपचारतिर नै अगाडि बढाउनु पर्छ।
विद्यार्थीहरूलाई शिक्षा दिने र विद्यार्थीहरूको माध्यमबाट अभिभावकहरूलाई पनि शिक्षा दिन मिल्नेछ।
नजानेकोलाई सिकाउनु पर्छ, जानेको त जान्नेकै छ। हामी त विश्वासमा हिँड्नुहुन्न, हेराउने कोडाउने भन्ने त एकदमै अन्धविश्वास हो।
धामी झाँक्री होइन कि अब हामी डाक्टरकोमा स्वास्थ्यकर्मीकोमा उपचार लिन जानुपर्छ भनेर चेतना फैलाउनु पर्यो।
सरकारले कडाभन्दा कडा कारबाही गर्नुपर्छ।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. And here's the question: why are there attempts to make driving license exams more lenient? The options are option A, making it practical, option B, to feed trial centers, and option C, to increase revenue. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update. Tribhuvan Army Club kicked off their Prime Minister's Cup Championship with a resounding 98 runs victory over Gandaki province. Electing to bat first at Kantipur ground, the Army Club amassed 287 runs for the loss of 6 wickets, spurred on by Binod Bhandari's century. Raju Rizal and Hari Shankar Jha gave the Army men a set start as Raju scored 45 runs. A flurry of wickets reduced Army Club to 111 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. However, Binod Bhandari compiled an aggressive century to take the match away from Gandaki. Binod remained unbeaten on 111 runs, while he was well supported by Rajesh Pulami with 38 and Lokesh Bom with 42 runs. In reply, Gandaki were bowled out for 189 runs in 48 overs. Samir Kadel top scored for Gandaki with 50 runs, while skipper Bipin Khatri remained unbeaten with 37 runs. Rajesh Pulami was the pick of the Army bowler with a 5-wicket haul, while Bhim Sarki claimed 3 wickets. Meanwhile, in today's match, APF will face Province 1. The match is scheduled to kick off at 9:30 a.m. at a TU cricket ground, Kantipur. And time now for our special segment, Media Watch.
The government, which had dissolved the House of Representatives and announced elections for April and May, abruptly decided on Sunday to end the winter session of the National Assembly from midnight the same day. The 7th session of the upper house was prorogued within 10 days of its convention, as the government did not want to prolong the session following strong protests against the Prime Minister's step to dissolve the lower house, calling it as unconstitutional. After the unexpected dissolution of the House of Representatives, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli was criticized during the winter session of the National Assembly. However, the government did not allow the National Assembly to sit for more than 4 working days and prorogued the winter session to be effective from Sunday midnight. The government had convened the winter session of the upper house from 1st of January, as constitutionally, the House session cannot remain inactive for more than 6 months. Lawmakers expressed their dissatisfaction over the government's decision to end the winter session of the National Assembly and criticized the government for trying to suppress the voices raised against it. Prime Minister and Chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, KP Sharma Oli, responded to the Election Commission on Wednesday, saying that the party had not split. The Election Commission had demanded for a clarification from the chairman duo of the ruling party on 7th of January. In his letter to the Election Commission, Premier Oli has mentioned himself as the first chairman of the party and Pushpakamal Dahal as the second. He has also stated that the decision of the Dahal Nepal faction to replace him with senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal was baseless and unofficial. Prime Minister Oli has said the Central Committee meetings held on 22nd and 24th of December last year had amended the party statute and had been functioning accordingly. In the 11-page long letter, the Oli faction has claimed it has majority in the party. Nepal Communist Party General Secretary Vishnu Paudel, Secretariat Member Ram Bahadur Thapa, Standing Committee Members Subhas Nemwang, Top Bahadur Raimaji, Krishna Gopal Shrestha, among others, had reached the Election Commission on Wednesday to submit the letter. Meanwhile, Chairman Dahal has also sent a 4-page letter to the Election Commission claiming that his faction has the majority in the party's Central Committee. This is Abhyuday Shrestha for Media Watch and Kantipur News Desk.
And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.